Scorpio, something is trembling beneath the surface of your calm exterior. You can feel it, can't you? The strange electricity in the air, the quiet tension between what is known and what is coming. The universe has started to rearrange the map of your life without waiting for your permission. People are shifting, doors are closing, and whispers from somewhere beyond the stars are calling your name. This isn't coincidence. This is the sound of destiny waking up after a long sleep around the night of October, the 28th. A powerful cosmic alignment sets the stage for something irreversible. Pluto, the ruler of death, rebirth, and all that hides in the shadows reaches toward Uranus, the planet of rebellion and shock. When these two forces touch your path, Scorpio, no one remains unchanged. Your soul came to Earth to evolve, not to rest. So when you resist movement, the cosmos sends a storm. You may notice it already plans dissolving. People acting strange, technology failing, or your heart suddenly rejecting what once felt safe. Don't panic. This is divine precision. Your higher self has outgrown its current shell. You are being pushed, not punished. Every sudden ending is an invisible relocation order. The universe is packing your spiritual bags. When the moment strikes, it will not whisper, it will roar. You cannot stay here anymore. The day the stars ignite, you'll understand. It will feel like your emotions are expanding faster than your life can hold them. That is the first sign of divine relocation. Your frequency no longer matches the soil beneath your feet. Like a plant that has exhausted its pot, your roots crave more light, more oxygen, more purpose. The discomfort isn't a curse, it's an awakening. The insomnia, the strange dreams, the gut feeling that says something is about to happen, that's not anxiety. That's the vibration of a new destiny pulling you forward. And when that pull becomes unbearable, remember this truth: you are not being evicted from your life. You are being promoted to your next level of evolution. The world you built was never meant to last forever. It was meant to prepare you for what comes next. By the time October the 28th passes, nothing familiar will feel the same. Conversations will sound hollow. Faces you once trusted will fade into the background. The air itself will feel thinner, like you've climbed to a higher altitude of existence. And that's exactly what you've done. You are ascending. Scorpio. An ascension always comes with shedding. The universe has chosen you for something greater. But to step into it, you must let go of the idea that comfort equals safety. For Scorpio, safety has always been an illusion. Transformation is the only constant. So when life starts collapsing, do not run backward. Watch closely. The collapse is the beginning of creation. Every time Pluto tears down your walls, it's because Uranus is building a door behind them. The divine relocation is not about distance, it's about direction. It's not about where you live, it's about where your energy belongs. So here is your warning and your invitation. Before the 28th of October, prepare, clean your space, release attachments, forgive what can't return. Because when the winds of fate shift, you won't have time to pack. The moment will come like a lightning strike sudden. Raf, undeniable. And when it does, don't hesitate. Step into the unknown. The universe has already written your new address among the stars. You are not losing your home. Scorpio, you are being led to your throne. Scorpio, the storm doesn't arrive with thunder first. It begins quietly, in the corners of your mind, with small realizations that sting more than they should. The coffee that used to taste like peace suddenly feels bitter. The laughter of certain people sounds forced. Even the walls of your home seem to echo a strange kind of silence that wasn't there before. This is how divine storms start, not outside of you, but within. Before they take away anything you can touch, they strip away everything you pretend to feel. That's how the universe cleans your soul before it moves you. You'll try to ignore it at first. You'll tell yourself it's just a phase. Just stress. Just exhaustion. But the storm doesn't care about excuses. It keeps knocking from the inside, whispering that you can't stay in places where your spirit can no longer breathe. Scorpio, you've always been the sign of survival. You endure what others escape from. You rebuild from ashes while everyone else looks away. But this time, survival isn't the goal. This time, évolution demande sur onde, when Pluto and Uranus stir your sky, they bring chaos dressed as liberation. It may begin with a breakup that feels too sudden, a loss that seems unfair, a decision that arrives before you are ready. You'll want to fight it, to cling to what was yours, but resistance is like holding the door shut while the house burns behind you. The universe is not destroying your world, it's freeing you from it. It is tearing apart the illusions that kept you comfortable, so your truth can finally see daylight. There will be moments when you sit alone at night and wonder when everything started to feel wrong. You'll look around your life and see the ghost of who you used to be staring back at you. You'll feel her in your old clothes, your old dreams, your old plans that no longer fit. That is the moment the storm reaches its eye, the silent center where endings meet beginnings. In that stillness, your higher self will whisper, "Stop mourning the ashes. You are the flame." Scorpio, your pain is sacred fire. Every heartbreak, every disappointment, every betrayal that made you question your worth, it wasn't punishment. It was purification. You cannot carry dead energy into a new timeline. And the universe loves you too much to let you stay in a version of yourself that no longer honors your light. That's why things are breaking. That's why the storm feels personal. Because transformation always is when you start losing what you thought you couldn't live without. Breathe. Sit in the ruins and look for the faint glow. There's always a spark hiding somewhere small, trembling, but alive. That spark is the new you. You won't recognize her at first because she doesn't cry over what's gone. She listens to silence differently. She looks at the future without fear. She's being born through the very chaos that tried to bury you. The universe doesn't send storms to destroy Scorpios. It sends them to remind Scorpios who they are. You were never meant to stay comfortable. Comfort dulls your instinct. But pain sharpens them until you can see truth without the fog of attachment. That's why the coming days may feel heavier than usual. You're not being tested to see if you can survive. You're being sculpted into the version of yourself that no longer needs to. Around the 28th of October, this energy reaches its peak. You might wake up that morning with a strange calm, as if something invisible has shifted. Things that used to matter suddenly lose their weight. It's not numbness, it's clarity. It's the soul saying, "I'm done pretending." That's when the external storm begins. A conversation you didn't expect, a message that changes everything, a truth you can't unhear. These are the universe's lightning bolts, brief, blinding, but necessary. They show you where the lies were buried and where the path now opens. Scorpio, you are not walking into destruction. You are walking into design. The rubble is just the old structure collapsing, the one that couldn't hold the weight of your growth. Every end you face in this chapter is really a beginning wearing a mask. Let the pieces fall where they must. Don't rush to rebuild yet. Let the dust settle, because clarity only appears when you stop forcing control. The storm will pass on its own. And when it does, you'll see the light that was hidden behind the wreckage all along. That light will not look like hope at first. It will look like peace. It will be quiet, almost shy. It won't announce itself with fanfare. It will just appear one morning when you realize you can breathe again. That's how healing arrives, for you, not with noise, but with stillness. You'll start to notice the little things again, the scent of rain, the warmth of morning light, the way your body relaxes when you stop fighting life. Those are signs you've crossed the threshold. The storm brutal as it was, didn't destroy you. It rebuilt you into truth. It stripped away what was borrowed and left you only what was real. And now, in that stripped state, your light becomes visible not just to others, but to yourself. You'll see that every broken plan, every unexpected ending, every tear that fell alone was part of a divine choreography. You were never falling apart. Scorpio, you were being reshaped into something your old self couldn't have imagined. So if you find yourself staring at the ruins of your comfort, to remember, the phoenix never rises from a perfect nest. It rises from ashes because that's where light burns purest. And right now, the universe is preparing your wings. They may still be wet, still heavy with fear, but they're ready. Soon, you'll feel them open. When the next wind blows, don't hide. Spread those wings and trust the current. The same storm that destroyed your comfort is the one carrying you home. Scorpio, when the storm ends, it doesn't announce it. There is no grand curtain fall. No celestial trumpet calling you to rise. The silence just arrives sudden, soft, and almost unsettling. It wraps itself around you like a strange new atmosphere. The noise that once filled your thoughts is gone. The people who once crowded your energy seem far away now, like echoes fading into another dimension. You may wake up one morning and realize that the storm didn't take everything from you. It only took what no longer belonged. This, dear Scorpio, is the sacred pause between endings and beginnings. The astrologers of old called it the void phase, the mysterious stillness that follows transformation, where the soul is rewired before the next rebirth. And that's where you stand now. Not broken, but between worlds. Pluto, your ruling planet, is whispering lessons from the underworld. It teaches through endings, but it heals through stillness. It says, do not rush to fill the silence. Let it speak. You see, silence is not emptiness. It is the womb of creation. Every rebirth begins in the dark. In this space, you're not meant to move yet. You're meant to listen. Listen to what your body feels when there's nothing to defend. Listen to how your spirit breathes when there's no noise to drown it. This is where your intuition, that ancient compass within you, begins to awaken again clearer, wiser, sharper than before. Astrologically, this silence is a gift. After the Uranian shocks and Plutonian purges, the cosmic frequency lowers itself, creating a field where messages from the higher realms can reach you. That's why your dreams become vivid now, why feathers appear on your path, why the number 1111 or 555 seems to follow you. These are not coincidences, they're confirmations. The universe is whispering that the worst has passed and that the alignment process has begun. But Scorpio, this phase is delicate. You must not try to rebuild too quickly. The old world is gone, but the new one hasn't fully formed yet. Let the energy breathe. You may feel disoriented in this stillness. The absence of chaos can feel strange for a sign that thrives in intensity. Your instinct will want to stir the waters again, to analyze, to control, to predict. But this silence is not punishment. It's preparation. Think of it as the deep breath before the phoenix spreads its wings. The universe wants you calm enough to hear the click of destiny's door when it opens, and it will. On its own, without you forcing it. The spiritual law is simple when the vibration is right. The door opens naturally. Pluto and Uranus have cleansed your path for this exact purpose. Now Saturn, the planet of wisdom, discipline, and divine timing steps in quietly to stabilize your frequency. Saturn's energy might feel like restriction, but for you now, it's protection. It creates sacred boundaries so that nothing from your old vibration can follow you into the new. You'll begin to notice that certain people no longer reach out, that old temptations lose their pull, that opportunities you once chased no longer attract you. This is Saturn's hand at work, filtering your energy with divine precision. Meanwhile, Neptune, the planet of intuition and dreams, softens your edges. It reminds you that after every death, compassion must return. You'll start to feel empathy again, even for those who hurt you. Not because you forget the pain, but because you now see the purpose behind it. Every betrayal was a redirection. Every delay was a blessing in disguise. And every loss was sacred space being cleared for something greater. This realization doesn't come from logic, it comes from alignment. That's how the silence becomes holy, when you begin to see meaning in what once felt meaningless. Scorpio. The most mystical truth about this stage is that while you feel still, everything in the unseen world is moving. The universe is rearranging coordinates, adjusting timelines, aligning frequencies. It's like the quiet backstage before the next act of your life begins. That's why the door will open by itself. You won't need to chase it this time. You won't need to fight for what's meant for you. When the vibration matches, the lock dissolves. Pay attention to what happens around water during this period. The sound of rain, the pull of the ocean, even your own tears. Water is your element, your mirror, your guide. It reflects what your soul is ready to release and what it's prepared to receive. Each drop carries memory, and memory is energy. That's why crying feels cleansing now. You're not just letting go of grief, you're letting go of entire timelines that no longer serve you. As you sit in the silence, you may begin to feel the universe moving subtly inside you, a tingling in your hands, warmth in your chest, random waves of gratitude that make no sense. That's the signal of your next frequency activating. You are entering resonance with your higher destiny. The old Scorpio was forged in fire. This new version is shaped by light. You'll notice your desires change too, not toward control or conquest, but toward creation. You'll crave peace over passion, truth over triumph, alignment over attention. That's how you'll know you've crossed the vibrational threshold. And then, just when you least expect it, the door will open. It might come as a message, a chance meeting, a dream that feels like memory, or a simple inner knowing that says it's time. You won't have to push it. The path will unfold with quiet certainty. The same universe that once forced you to let go will now invite you to step forward, and you'll realize that nothing was ever truly lost. It was only preparing you for this entrance. Astrologically, this marks the end of what we call the shadow cycle and the beginning of your ascension phase. Pluto rewards those who survive his storms with clarity. Uranus grants freedom to those who trust his chaos. You, Scorpio, have passed both initiations. You are no longer the seeker, you are the guide. You have seen how destruction and destiny dance together, and that understanding is your new power. So as you stand before the door that opens by itself, don't rush through. Breathe. Bow your head to the silence that carried you here. You are witnessing your own rebirth in motion. Behind this door lies the version of you that doesn't chase signs anymore. She becomes the sign. The universe speaks through her eyes now, through her calm, through her quiet certainty. That is your next chapter. And it begins not with thunder, but with stillness. Because the truest power of Scorpio has never been in surviving death. It has always been in recognizing that death was never the end. It was only the silence before a brighter beginning. Scorpio, there comes a moment in every transformation when the darkness no longer feels like a threat, but like an old friend. You know its scent now, its temperature, its rhythm. You no longer fear it because you've learned what it was always trying to show you, that power doesn't come from what you control, but from what you've survived. When you reach this phase, the new light begins to reveal itself. Slowly, like dawn leaking through curtains after a sleepless night. It does not blind you, it warms you. It does not shout, it hums. And if you listen carefully, beneath that hum, You will hear a message, one that only the reborn Scorpio can understand. Astrologically, this is when your ruling planet, Pluto, hands you the key to your next octave of existence. It's no longer testing you through destruction, it's rewarding you with discernment. Your energy is sharper now, magnetic, but measured. You no longer chase, you attract. You no longer cling. You command amitziv that or cling. This is the phase of conscious magnetism, where your frequency becomes your language and your silence becomes your spell. You may notice people drawn to you without knowing why. You may speak less but be heard more. You may stand still and feel the world adjust around you. That's the awakening of power, quiet, absolute, and unmistakable. Yet power, true power, is not dominance. It is alignment. The universe did not rebuild you just to make you stronger. It rebuilt you to make you clearer. Your light no longer flickers between fear and desire. It stands steady in purpose. You see, Scorpio, your soul carries an ancient task to remind others that creation and destruction are not opposites, but twins. Every time you allow something to end gracefully, you become a midwife for something new. Every time you forgive what once poisoned you, you rewrite the karmic code of your lineage. That's the real alchemy, not turning metal into gold, but turning pain into wisdom. Around this time, the cosmos opens a narrow but radiant corridor, a moment astrologers call the Plutonian gate. It is the brief period when the old version of you dissolves completely and the energy of the new you locks into place. The air feels charged. Your dreams prophetic. Your intuition, so precise it almost frightens you. You may sense the presence of guides, ancestors, or even strangers who speak words that feel divinely timed. These are emissaries of the universe, delivering the message hidden in the new light. You are not who you were, and you never will be again. Stop grieving what was and start honoring what is. The tests that once haunted, you will begin to repeat not as punishment, but as proof. A familiar situation will appear, one that used to break you, and this time you'll respond differently. You won't argue, you won't chase, you won't collapse. You'll simply breathe and choose peace. That's when you'll realize that healing has never been about erasing the wound. It's about learning how to hold it without letting it bleed. The universe will smile then, because it knows you've mastered the lesson. You are no longer living by reaction. You are living by resonance. This is also when Jupiter, the planet of expansion and blessings, sends its light toward your sign. It magnifies your intentions and accelerates manifestations, but be mindful. Scorpio, the new light is honest. It amplifies whatever you carry inside. If you move from fear, fear multiplies. If you act from faith, miracle echo. That's why your thoughts feel louder now. Your emotions faster. Your desires more immediate. You are co-creating in real time. The veil between your intention and reality has thinned because you've proven you can handle the responsibility of power. At night, you might find it hard to sleep. Not from anxiety, but from energy. Ideas spark out of nowhere. Memories return with new meaning. You may wake at strange hours, feeling guided to write, to speak, to create. Follow those impulses. The cosmic current is open. You are no longer waiting for permission to express your truth. You are the permission. Every word you speak from integrity carries the vibration of healing now. People who hear you will shift without knowing why. That is the Scorpio magic reborn influence through energy, not ego. The ancients said that when a Scorpio masters transformation, they evolve into the eagle, the one who sees everything from above. That is the stage you're entering. You are beginning to see patterns instead of problems, lessons instead of losses, cycles instead of chaos. From this higher vantage point, You realize that even your enemies were teachers. The heartbreaks that shattered you were divine initiations into compassion. The delays that frustrated you were the universe whispering, "Not yet. The timing must be sacred." You begin to understand the cosmic rhythm. And once you do, life no longer feels random. It becomes choreography. But here's the paradox of awakening. The more power you gain, the more humility you need. The universe gives you authority not to rule others, but to serve light. Your magnetism must now be used as medicine, your insight as guidance. Some will come to you seeking clarity. They will sense that you've seen death and didn't flinch, that you've touched darkness and didn't become it. They will recognize the calm in your eyes, the kind that only comes from burning in your own fire and surviving it. That calm, Scorpio, is your greatest gift. It tells the world that resurrection is real, and yet, beneath the power, you remain human. The universe does not want you to lose tenderness in your strength. The message hidden in this new light is not be untouchable, it is be unbreakable through love. Real mastery is the ability to stay open even after betrayal, to trust again even after pain, to believe in connection even when solitude feels safer. That is the final initiation of this phase. When you can look at the past without anger and look at the future without fear, you will feel the universe exhale through you. You will understand that all along, it wasn't trying to test your power, it was trying to awaken it. So, Scorpio, as October turns to November, stand beneath the night sky and feel how different the air is now. You are not the one who hides in the shadows anymore. You are the shadow that learned how to carry its own light. Every choice you make from this moment forward will ripple through dimensions, altering timelines for yourself and others. The universe has entrusted you with that much influence, but don't let it intimidate you, let it humble you. Remember, your purpose was never to dominate the darkness. It was to illuminate it from within. And that is what you are now, illumination made flesh. The storm has passed. The silence has spoken. And the door has opened. You stand in the light not as a survivor, but as an oracle. What you once called endings were simply the rituals of your rebirth. The stars have confirmed your ascension. You, Scorpio, have become the light you used to search for. Scorpio, now that the fires have dimmed and the air is soft again, it is time to rest. You have walked through storms that would have shattered others. You have died 100 quiet deaths within your own heart and still chosen to rise. Tonight, you no longer need to search, to fix, or to prove anything. The universe has finished its lesson for now. What remains is silence, not the silence of emptiness, but of completion. This is the moment when the phoenix folds its wings, not in defeat, but in surrender to peace. The sky above you glows differently now. You can sense the weight of cosmic stillness pressing gently against your skin. It's the kind of quiet that comes after creation, when even the stars pause to breathe. Astrologically, this is the integration phase, the gentle aftermath of transformation when every piece of your being begins to settle into its new alignment. Pluto, the relentless sculptor of your soul, no longer burns, it blesses. Its shadow turns to soil, fertile and rich, where new dreams can take root. The universe is whispering, you made it through. You can rest now. Close your eyes, Scorpio, and feel your heartbeat slow. That rhythm you hear is not just blood moving, it is the pulse of the cosmos within you. You have always been ruled by depth, by mystery, by intensity. But now, you are ruled by stillness. You've learned that power isn't noise, and peace isn't weakness. Power is the ability to remain kind in a world that tried to harden you. Peace is the luxury of those who no longer need to win every battle. You've discovered that true strength is not in the rising, it is in the staying soft after the fall. As the astrologers say, when Pluto completes a cycle, It leaves behind the gift of wisdom, and wisdom, Scorpio, is knowing that transformation is never punishment, it's preparation. The universe does not take to harm you. It clears your path so that light can find you again. Every tear you shed watered the ground beneath your future. Every heartbreak carved out more space in your chest for compassion to live. Now, when you speak, your words carry a frequency of healing. When you walk, the ground remembers your courage. You have become a lighthouse in human form, glowing quietly for those still wandering in their storms. You may notice, as you lie in this calm, that your thoughts begin to shift. What once felt urgent now feels unimportant. The people you once chased now drift through memory like distant constellations. Even your goals look different, softer, simpler, truer. You no longer crave recognition, you crave resonance. You no longer chase love, you allow it. This is the subtle magic of completion, the moment when desire stops shouting and starts humming. You are finally in rhythm with the universe, breathing with it instead of fighting against it. Under this new light, your intuition speaks in a voice both ancient and familiar. It tells you that endings were never endings at all. They were the universe exhaling, making room for something better. You begin to see divine design in everything, in the people who left, in the opportunities that slipped away. Even in the moments you thought broke you, you understand now that the universe never forgets its promises. It only delays them until your energy matches the frequency of your destiny. And now, Scorpio, you match it perfectly. Let your mind wander through memory tonight. Walk through the ruins of what used to be and bless every stone. There is beauty even in the scars. They remind you that the fire was real, but so was your survival. Remember the version of yourself who once prayed for peace. You've become her wish. Remember the moments you wanted to give up. You are now the proof that surrender does not mean defeat. It means trust. In the quiet of this new era, trust is your crown. The stars have shifted to Neptune. The dream weaver moves softly through your sign's higher frequencies, infusing your rest with compassion. Saturn watches from the distance, proud, no longer strict but fatherly, ensuring that the lessons you've learned are etched into your energy forever. And Jupiter smiles in the background, waiting to expand everything you touch, but only when you're ready. For the first time in years, the universe is not pushing you. It's aligning with you. You are not in the storm anymore. You are the calm that follows it. Scorpio, as you drift towards sleep, imagine your wings glowing faintly against the night. They are not blazing as before. They shimmer quietly, golden and alive. This is what peace looks like after transformation, not silence born of emptiness, but of knowing. You have walked through the underworld and found heaven in your own chest. You have spoken to your shadows long enough to realize they were only waiting to be seen. You have learned that rebirth is not about becoming someone new. It is about remembering who you were before the pain taught you to forget. The great astrologer Ptolemy once wrote that the Scorpion's true power lies in regeneration. No other sign can rebuild from ruin the way you can. But regeneration was never meant to be endless struggle. There comes a time, even for Scorpio, when the rebirth must give way to rest, when the phoenix must land. This, now, is that time. You no longer need to rise. You need to be, to breathe, to exist without effort, to let life unfold without needing to transform it. The stars above whisper one final prophecy for you. You have mastered death. Now master peace. Let this truth sink into your bones. Let it calm your breath. The world will call on your fire again. But for now, your only task is stillness. The universe is singing you a lullaby through the hum of your own heartbeat. And its lyrics are simple. You are safe. You are seen. You are home. So rest. Scorpio, let the ashes cool. Let the night cradle you in its arms. Tomorrow, the world will glow differently because you will see it differently. But tonight, you are allowed to be nothing but a soul that finally understands its purpose not to burn forever, but to shine steadily, quietly, endlessly. Good night, Phoenix. The universe keeps watch.